Liberty Nation. Truth is making a comeback.
Welcome to another edition of the LibertyNation.com Roundtable. Today's topic, the blue wave is no tsunami. If the results from Tuesday's primaries in 8 states are any indication, the Trump agenda is crushing the so-called blue wave. Even in California, the numbers don't look too good for the Democrats. Joining me today for our roundtable discussion are Legal Affairs Editor Scott Cosenza, our voice from the Heartland, national columnist Sarah Cowgill, political correspondent Graham Noble, and I'm Lisa K. Donner, Editor-in-Chief. How's it going today, group?
Excellent.
Very well.
All righty. Let's start with California. 2 open border Democrats lost. Another Democrat was recalled for voting in favor of gas taxes. Never a winning strategy. Graham, I know you're dialed into these things because you write on them for LibertyNation.com. So I'm most interested in your thoughts about what happened yesterday.
Well, California was the end result of the primaries, certainly at the federal level and even mostly at the state level, was at the risk of using an overused word. It was a bit of a nothing burger, really. The Democrats did take a slight hit in terms of the state Senate because one of their senators, Josh Norman, was recalled, and he was the gentleman you mentioned who backed the gas tax. And of course, he was only one of a large number of California legislators who supported that tax, but he's representing a largely Republican district, and the Republicans really went after him. And the vote to recall him was quite convincing, and he will be replaced by a Republican, Ling Chang. So that was a bit of a blow. At the federal level, really, it was very much a case of keep calm and carry on, if you like, because out of all of the districts that voted, the incumbents, be they Republican or Democrat, won the primaries in every single case. And in fact, the jungle primary system in California means, of course, that regardless of party affiliation, the top two candidates will go on to contest the seat in the midterms. And of course, the Democrats did load a lot of those ballots in some of those congressional districts with a lot of Democratic candidates. And the potential problem with that, of course, is that they would split the vote amongst them. It didn't quite work out that much in favor of the Republicans, but it certainly didn't help the Democrats, because in every single district, out of all the 53 going into the midterms, every single one of those districts will now be contested by a Republican and a Democrat. Only in 2 cases, there's 2 congressional districts where a Republican incumbent will be challenged by a Republican, and in another district, a Democratic incumbent will be challenged by a Democrat. But certainly there was no anticipated annihilation of the Republican faction of California's congressional delegation. Essentially, there was a little ripple. Republicans may lose a couple of seats in California at best, from their point of view, but there's no wave on the horizon as far as I can tell from the results.
All right, thank you for that expert analysis. Sarah, if you look at the Trump agenda, we've got economic growth, peace through military strength, border security, the wall, and job creation. How do you see the primary results, and what does that indicate to you and your friends in the Heartland?
You know, I think conservatives across the Midwest, Middle America, they are very pro low tax. They are very pro job growth. So those 2 things right there are going to keep the Heartland, keep the Midwestern states promoting the Trump agenda, which is the red agenda. So I don't see any kind of wave or tsunami or even a trickle here You're going to be seeing most of it on the coast, on the coastal states, and Chicago. Of course, they're just weird. But the heartland is very, very pro-conservative mindset. They were very pro-Reagan. They're very pro-Trump. It's not going to change. They might not admit they're a Trump lover at the cocktail party circuit, but they're going to vote for him, which means they're going to vote red.
Scott, what do you see as the Democrats' greatest hurdle in the upcoming primaries, and what do you make of last night's almost utter repudiation of all things blue?
Well, I think for the answer for last night is that the power of incumbency is enormous, and that's probably likely to be the most sort of powerful and controlling factor there. And for the primaries moving forward, I'm not a member of the Democrat Party, and I don't have a great Democrat crystal ball. Their coalition seems to be a bit tenuous at times to me. And there are actually some interesting union decisions coming up from the Supreme Court that may have something to do with that. But for now, I would just say, as they move to November and hope for eventual victory and to flip some seats, I'm not hearing anything from them except it seems like Russia collusion, which is increasingly a low dividend paying kind of investment here in terms of evidence, and the sort of usual Trump's a Nazi. So yeah, I would say get some platform. Maybe they can go for free trade, since apparently Trump has abandoned it on the conservative side. So perhaps that might be a winning strategy for them.
All right, so if we look at 3 states, let's take Montana, New Jersey, and California as places where the Democrats have something to worry about. Now, Montana sort of makes sense, but California and New Jersey, that's kind of troubling.
Yeah, I would say so, because out of the whole country, the strongholds that you would think the Democrats can most rely on always is basically 3 particular states, and that is New York, New Jersey, and of course California. So yeah, if they're running into if they're running into some inertia, if you like, in California and New Jersey, then that certainly is a bit of a problem for them.
Sarah, the Dems seem to be lost at sea with nowhere to turn. Is that how you see things shaping up?
An interesting conversation I had with a liberal member of my family who will be left unnamed. She has not come to the light yet. We had a nice discussion about politics, and she flat out said, well, what do you see happening here? And I said, well, the Democrats are going to stick to their message of racist and misogynist. And she said, that's the problem. Democrats don't have a message. They don't have a message. And if that's coming from one of their own who has never voted Republican in her life, then that's pretty broad-based around these parts. So my guess is you're just going to see the red states stay red. It's not going to move. The needle's not going to move for the Democrats to take any control anywhere. They haven't used this time to construct any kind of a message. They didn't have it in 2016. They don't have it in 2018.
All right, any final thoughts? Alrighty, thanks. So let's give our last word to the viewers. If you subscribe and comment, remember you have to do both. You are eligible to win this awesome Liberty Nation hat. Sure to make a fashion statement with your liberal friends. Winners are randomly selected each week, and if you are selected, you will get this hat. So hit that subscribe button right below us and tap a line or two on your keyboard to win. Until next time, I'm Lisa K. Donner. Thanks for watching LNTV, a project of LibertyNation.com.
Liberty Nation. News and commentary, minus the propaganda. LibertyNation.com.